All right. Well, welcome to the Sears and Seattle Injury Law podcast, our first ever. I'm Casey. This is Rob.
For those who don't know us, we run Seattle Injury Law and Sears Injury Law, which is Washington's #1 personal injury law firm. And we're here today just to share a little bit about the Personal Injury Summit that we're going to throw a month from now, which is probably the biggest med legal conference in Washington state history. And we're just thrilled to bring together the medical and the legal sides of these cases and work tighter with the community that serves our clients. So it takes a village, it takes a team, as you know, to heal these people both medically and then also to make sure that they have the best outcomes on their case. And this is something that not every firm does, but something that I believe strongly we excel in and something that we just want to further and push and work as tight as we can, ultimately for the benefit of all that we serve.
For sure. Totally agree, man. I think it's just all about elevating the game and ultimately about just better serving folks who have been in motor vehicle accidents, injured in accidents, helping more people, helping them in a better way than we are currently, and just elevating the whole game.
So Casey and I have been best friends for something like 25 years now. And so you remember when I was just like the bottom of the barrel paralegal working for all these other different law firms and
Absolutely.
And helping people from the very ground up. And one of the things that I recognized early on was that there was a divide between what the lawyers were doing and then what the doctors were doing, caring for these people and treating them and getting them well. And it only made sense to reach out to these doctors and learn a little bit more about what they were doing and the benefits that they were providing our clients. And it also helped us in finding the right home for our clients to go get care based on, what type of injuries they had sustained and, helping them get into anywhere between, from a chiropractor or physical therapist, very conservative, all the way up to a surgeon who has to do a 3-level neck fusion on a client that, their life may or may not be the same or they're just horribly injured.
Yeah. Well, it's a huge deal to get to help these people in their time of need and to work with the very best people, to do what we do at the very highest level, know that from the start to the finish, from someone's, accident to the time that they're fully recovered, they have the very best help and they have an all-star team around them, is huge. And so getting everybody together for something like this summit is a really big deal just to, bring up the tide, so to speak, raise all the boats. So everyone in Washington gets better help than they would have got a few years ago.
Yeah, that's right. And hopefully it builds out the referral Rolodex, so to speak, for all of these other doctors so that long after we introduce them to these other specialists, they're able to utilize their services and get people into the right hands, for care, as you said, to elevate the ability to heal injured people.
Yep. Yeah, and ultimately help us to reach more people who have been injured and need our help as well, which has been, traditionally an issue for a lot of people who get in these situations. They don't even get our help. They don't get the help of the great doctors and physicians who treat these kinds of issues. And so everybody getting together with focused energy on how to reach these people, how to better help them, I think is just a huge deal and has been super successful the last couple of years. And this year, taking it to T-Mobile Park, the Mariners Stadium, should just take it to a whole new level, I think.
I can't wait to provide the environment of the ballpark and all of the fun and everything that's going to entail. Free drinks, beers, food all through the day, and just, a half continuing education type of seminar, but a full-time party for these guys. Just to go unwind and have a great time and let their hair down and meet other people that are in the same community that are doing the same job and just bringing us all tighter together and celebrating the impact we've been able to make for all of our clients along the way.
Totally. And it is a super serious responsibility, all this stuff that we do helping these people, but the very best people are all just, like-minded, and they like to have a good time and let loose when they're not doing this serious stuff and helping people. And so it should just be an awesome opportunity to get together and do that with everyone.
I couldn't agree more. Yeah. And just if you're a growth-oriented medical provider, this is where you want to be. You have to come. It's going to be unlike anything else that you've seen before. So we can't wait to host all of you guys and just tear it up and have a great day together.
Yeah, bring your staff, bring your team. The whole idea here is like spring training for your whole staff when it comes to motor vehicle accidents and personal injury cases. And so The more the merrier. Bring everyone. We want to have everybody out, have a great time, learn a lot.
Totally.
Go back to the office and get after it.
Yeah, implement some of these things that we're going to teach you, our speakers are going to teach you. And, one thing I learned when I was, just sort of the runt in the office was that it didn't always feel great to see the higher ups be invited to these cool things and for me to have to stay home or be back in the office working. And so we want to flip that on its head. In fact, we've designed some of our program to cater to the office staff, the office manager, referral coordinator, people like that who are in the trenches and assisting those doctors along the way, because at least for us, it's been all about our team. That's how we've grown so fast. And without them, we wouldn't be where we're at today. So I can only imagine that you as the doctors feel the same way, and this will be a great way to reward your team and your staff and really show them that, we're in this thing together and that their role is just equally as important as anyone else's.
Oh, for sure. It takes a team to do this kind of a thing at a high level. You can only go so far if you're trying to do it all yourself. So getting your staff in here, especially for the amount that it costs to bring everybody out. This is like an event that you'd have a hard time replicating this just from a fun factor, but from an informational, team building, just educational standpoint, I can't think of a higher level event that you could ever go to.
We're going to have a great time. In fact, we've got the Mariners legend, Jay Buhner, who many of you know from the 95 Mariners and all the seasons before and after. He's going to come talk, and he's going to share some insights on his life as a player and then also as he transitioned into business, and talk about the importance of team and what that means to him, both inside and outside the office or inside and outside the clubhouse. He's also going to be available to hang out with, sign memorabilia, and just have a great time with. So if you've ever wanted to take a picture with the Bone, or maybe, show your kids that you met Jay Buhner, this is going to be a great opportunity. He's going to be there from 4:30 to 6:30. And if we, give him a beer or two, maybe we'll have him there all night. So we're really excited about that. And I think that's going to be a really impactful, cool thing as well. So there'll be merchandise at the stadium. You can purchase it and then walk it right over. And Jay will be pen in hand, ready there to sign it for you.
Tell him the Bone sent you.
That's right. So our other speakers on the summit, they're going to be incredible. We've got everyone from Brian Chan, who's a chiropractic physician and also a certified accident reconstructionist. He's one of the leaders in the field as far as going behind the scenes, examining the impact to a vehicle, and then making that causal connection between the impact and then the injury that the patient has sustained. And you'd be surprised at how badly someone can get hurt in some of these quote unquote low speed or low property damage accidents. So Brian's been a real savior to a lot of cases because he flips the insurance argument on its head that if a car isn't just smashed, that the occupants can't be injured. So Brian has a phenomenal presentation to bring to us. And then we've got Dr. Pete Hansen, who's essentially won the World Series as far as a chiropractor goes. Started as a solo practitioner there, northern Seattle area, and then grew his practices to the point where he was probably the most productive chiropractor from a patient seen and then also a financial standpoint that Washington has seen.
Yep.
And then because of all the attention that he was garnering, the insurance companies picked on him and accused him of all sorts of things that he wasn't guilty of, and he was able to go in, fight the good fight, and beat them. So he'll be there sharing that story, and hopefully it inspires a lot of confidence for some doctors who, they may feel like they don't want to be picked on by the insurance, they don't want to be in personal injury because of fear of things like depositions or questioning, or they're wary about working with attorneys, so he's going to demystify all of that.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. Legend in the game for what he did with the going up against the insurance company. David, and Goliath type thing, stood up to the big bully and spent years and a lot of money fighting them, which almost anyone would have caved under the pressure of that and the weight of that, and he didn't. And it changed really the chiropractic industry in this area for the better. And I think a lot of people really respect and appreciate him for that.
That's exactly right. And then one of our other presentations is actually going to be a mock trial. So we've got 3 of our attorneys at the firm who are excellent big hitters who work on, enormous cases, sometimes in the hundreds of millions of dollars of value. So these are real top flight attorneys who are going to demonstrate with Dr. Brian Chan how to properly go through a trial, how to be deposed if you're the doctor, how not to be afraid of any of that. And then just give a couple examples of how a trial can go well or go poorly. Give some easy tips to keep you on the right route so that you don't have to walk around for fear of the boogeyman one day. You can go in it, play offense, and keep the case about the truth, which is that you're treating the injured person, and you're going to give them all the care they need to return to full health, no matter what that looks like.
Yeah, so I think it's with this kind of a thing, it's the fear of the unknown, really, that's the fear for a lot of these doctors in terms of, what happens at trial or what happens if they're deposed. And this should just pull back the curtain and kind of unveil it. It's really pretty straightforward. This isn't something to be scared about. It's just something to be prepared for.
That's right. I couldn't have said that better myself. We have an out-of-industry speaker who's going to be very valuable to people as well, who's going to talk about the importance of culture and relationships with your staff in the quest to scale and to help more people. And that's Brian Reynolds, who owns Anthem Coffee right here in Puyallup. And he's fantastic. He's going to talk to us about his own growth journey and how he's been able to go from, something that was people think of as maybe relatively small, like a coffee shop, of course, unless you're Starbucks, and then to take it to the masses and create, an incredible culture, both with his team and then also for the people that he serves, so that they, are more apt to go in, hang out, spend some time, get to know the staff, and create that brand loyalty.
Yeah, super cool and inspirational, for all of these doctors out there. A lot of them aspire to have multiple clinics and to help a wider, group of people and patients. And this is someone who's done it. So to come in and talk a little bit about it, share that with everybody, pretty sweet.
It's going to be pretty awesome. Yeah, and then maybe the last speaker that we'll highlight right now would be, it's going to be a member of our team, Bethany, and then the office PI manager of one of the largest by volume and also financially grossing personal injury practices in Olympia, and talking about how to handle these cases on the front end. The importance of setting yourself up for success. Everything from the first questions you ask people to how you get them into the office, which is with as much ease and as few barriers as possible, then how to dial in your paperwork, and then perhaps most importantly, to highlight what a healthy relationship looks like, functioning ideally between the chiropractic office and then the attorney's office, so that we can work seamlessly. Again, creating that team around the injured person, insulating them from the insurance company so they can just focus on what's most important, which is getting their life back and returning to health.
Yep. Yeah. Well, like we talked about earlier, it takes a team to do this kind of thing. And the point person, the first initial contact when you call an office, a clinic, you call our office and you talk to Bethany, having that like star player, someone who fully understands how everything works, understands what someone's going through, can put their mind at ease and set everything off on the right foot from the beginning is just a huge deal. And so we hope to have a lot more, of the front office staff, those folks who are going to be there at the front desk with your patients on a daily basis. We want to have them there. You should want to have them there. It's going to be really valuable stuff for them to learn.
Absolutely. Phenomenal office camaraderie, too. We're going to have one of those, large photo booths that you can get a great picture with your whole team, and one that everyone's going to remember for a long, long time. And just a way to treat your staff to a nice day out at the ballpark. And there are people who are maybe at times hidden heroes, but without them, your office won't function as well. So reward them, bring them, impart some wisdom onto them, and let them know that they matter as well. It's going to be a fantastic day at the ballpark. This is all focused around fun. We'll have the beer guys, we'll have the snack guys, the peanuts, popcorn, Cracker Jacks, all of that coming up and down the aisles. We have some phenomenal vendors and sponsors, folks that perhaps we should shout out right now. I mean, I don't think that we could do this without Seattle Spine and Sports
for sure. Support us every year, continue to do so.
Seattle Spine and Sport, just a phenomenal outlet for all doctors to refer to for supportive care, things like advanced imaging, injections, other interventional pain models that can really help your patient crest over the edge and really have some lasting healing. For those who may be struggling, through the early phases of care, or a case that may be dragging on a little bit, or there may just be something else there. Awesome office to work with. We can't say enough good things about them. Yep. Same really with their orthopedic cousin company, Washington Ortho and Spine Injury Clinic. Yep. They're fantastic, and what I love most about them perhaps is that they'll treat people regardless of their insurance benefits. They're just in it to make sure that the person gets the care they need, and they worry about the financial end of things secondarily, and they trust our office to make sure that things get done in the right fashion for them.
And they're like trailblazers in that kind of a thing. Seattle Spine and OSIC, both trailblazers in that. There's not many other places, if any, that really do what they do in that regard.
100%. And then we have Reyes Imaging, who has locations all across the state, and much like the previous two sponsors, they're interested in helping injured people and making sure that they get the care and imaging that they need, worrying about the insurance benefits as a secondary measure, and again, working tightly with our office to make sure that everything's in line with the case. And then we have Edward Jones, my personal financial advisor, who is a rock star in this, will be present, and he'll be imparting a little bit of wisdom onto a lot of folks who are, if you're like myself, perhaps you wear so many hats that one thing that you have neglected through your practice's growth is making sure that your personal finances are in complete order. So Shane can get people lined out on that. He's fantastic. He's incredible industry knowledge. He's been doing it forever, and he's who I trust with my own assets. So he'll be wonderful, a great person for all of you guys to meet.
Solid cornhole player, drinking partner, teammate.
That's right.
What do we got coming up here soon?
Well, Friday night we'll be playing cornhole with Shane, and tearing it up, and supporting the Rotary Club of South Hill and Puyallup here, and should be a great time. But this personal injury summit is going to be something else. We're going as big as we can. We have incredible assets invested into this. Our team is just thrilled to the moon to put it on for everyone who's going to attend. So if you're a medical professional within the state of Washington and you're interested in growing your personal injury practice, you've got to be there. June 3rd, doors open at 9 o'clock, registration until about 10, and then we're going to kick this thing off and blow that joint up.
Yeah, massive after party too. I don't think we've talked about that yet, but we should. It's in the team clubhouse. They're going to be down there in the batting cages, hitting balls, drinking beers, having a great time. Fully catered out all the way through from start to finish. So, would love to see you guys there. Really stoked to have everyone and celebrate what we've been doing and what we're going to do together, helping people.
That's right. Yeah, we can't wait to rock and roll with all of you guys. We're going to take the game to new levels. And personally, it feels amazing to be able to throw this with my best friend. It's been an incredible 25 years of friendship, talking about being able to pull something like this off. And so June 3rd is the day we get to see it all in motion.
Very cool, man. Yeah.
Well, hey, I think we're going to sign off. But phenomenal time spending this with you guys. Thank you for tuning in, and can't wait to see you on June 3rd.